Yeah, opening
from Alliance. I think they'll probably hold off Nico Babies, a bit longer.
Maybe something from Secret, some Slark first phase. That wouldn't be out of the ordinary for them. We have seen it a couple of times done by them already.
Probably going to be banned in the first phase.
That's true.
It's very likely that we'll see similar bans coming out, but I'm wondering if maybe like some few replacements do end up coming out. And we should be jumping into this draft.
No, we're not. We're not jumping in the draft for a while.
What are we doing then?
They're getting the draft ready. But
what did you do?
It's because you distracted Matu. That's why.
Yeah, no. Matu's like, okay, we're jumping in the draft right now. Sorry, I didn't mean to bait you guys there.
Okay, so Alliance is already adjusting. They're taking out the Doom instead.
Magnus and Doom.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And Team Secret, Wisp and Disruptor. I mean, your casual classic supports from Team Secret Alliance pretty much prioritizing the cores. We'll see maybe some Lich and the Slark, probably.
Yeah. Or, yeah.
That leaves what? PL, Drow, Morphling as well, obviously. I'm surprised Secret didn't draft Medusa so far, did they? I didn't see.
Medusa, I don't think they have.
We've seen a couple of teams, right?
Yeah. I think the Wyvern is still putting up a really good argument as that other, that other big support hero besides that Lich, besides that Disruptor that's really starting to creep forward.
It looks like Alliance might want an Omni Knight.
That looks like an Omni Knight, right? Banning the Rubik, we suggested in the last one, and it was just kind of ignored throughout the entirety of the draft. But now when you see that Rubik, it usually does telltale something.
Then again, you're banning it versus Yapzor. And when he was getting into the scene, he played two heroes in the jungle. One was Rubik, funnily enough, and the other one was Invoker. He played Invoker on position 4 a long time ago when Invoker was solely mid.
Sounds like something that he would do.
Yeah.
Very absurd to just play something that probably isn't very good in the support position, but he just makes it work somehow anyway.
Of course, when you find so much farm, as much as he does, you can make anything work.
Yeah, when you last hit every kill. Puck. Okay, Puck does make it through, and this is a cool pick for Alliance. I think it's fairly flexible. I think we have seen, of course, Limp's played it. We've also seen it played on support several times, and also can go off lane in some occasions too. So
I think it's Hanskin, right? With this Puck?
Most likely, but I think like with Limp he's a situation. Good. That's the two that I would rate the highest.
The thing is, it's a first pick, so probably we will see a couple of heroes that are good versus that Puck, and because of that, I think it's 4, but Limp is also amazing.
I wonder if they ever can maybe move up a Lion on Secret, because they banned the Rubik, so instant disables are always really good.
They go with the Lich. I really value Lich quite a lot as well. Like this hero just destroys your will to play the game. That's how strong he is.
I think like everything.
I think Rich would love Lich.
Lich it's a great hero to actually play when you're like
I love
to get to learn the hero.
You love Lich.
I love Lich.
I think you love Lich.
I played Lich with you, Yanni, didn't I?
Did you play with me? You did play that game with me.
Talk about impact in the game.
You did a lot. You did a lot of that game.
No, I'm actually not to. I mean, nobody cares, but I think Lich is probably my worst hero by far. I don't know why. I'm just not very good on it yet.
No, I just.
Yeah, you play these Meepos, Invokers, right? These.
I'm a sick Rasta.
Gentleman heroes.
I'm a sick Rasta, actually, like no cap.
I heard stories about your Lina, I believe, as well.
Well, that was in showcase mode. Oh, wow, Monkey.
They're really enjoying playing with this Monkey King. I mean, it's working super well for them.
Well, last time, you talked about the Monkey, and instantly when the Monkey got locked in, I think, Lizard, you were the one who said, you need to do something to shut it down, right? And that's when we saw Alliance start to take that position in the draft where all of a sudden maybe they are trying to look at something like the Monkey. The Monkey was in response to the Morph, actually, last time, right? That's what you're saying. Why is it strong here?
There's no reason. It's the first pick. I believe they're basically guided by their recent victories with the Monkey King. They have won 2 or 3 games now with the Monkey King, and they just believe that the hero is strong, and that's it.
I think it's also still flexible, too. Yeah. Matamba Man plays it, Nisha plays it. I mean, this is what they like to do. This is like Team Secret's bread and butter, is make you a little bit confused on where this hero's going to go, and then just kind of swap what position it is. I even think that this, I mean, it's a little bit of reach, but I think this could even be thrown very unlikely into like a support position. If it becomes a game where it's not good at all, it just gets moved.
It happens so many times when a new meta occurs. You have these heroes, they're picked versus certain other heroes, right? You bring them back into the game as counters, and then you realize that they're really legit and strong at the moment, and they just pick off.
So Enchantress, a hero we saw picked, has been rising a lot, especially versus Lich. Being able to dispel that Frost Shield in laning phase is one of the biggest things that we have seen.
I mean, it's been banned in what, the last...
In the last game, it has been banned.
And then even the last series was banned the entirety of the series, right?
You can also dispel the Jingu after it gets built up off of the Monkey King too. It's a little bit harder to actually do, but it is a possibility. And Monkey King actually hitting Enchantress, at least with yourself, is going to be annoying, but your ult doesn't care.
Yeah, ult destroys Enchantress.
Yeah, ult really just melts her, especially if you get a, you know, as we've been seeing, an Enchanted Quiver every single time on Monkey King somehow.
It's got like 4 different notepads there.
Yeah. All right, so now Lions using already some bonus time here on these bans right off the bat. So okay, maybe they want to keep the puck, put the puck,
or it's a bait,
or it's a bait,
or it's a mind game. Yeah, you're banning out the TA this early on.
I'm chuckling about over there, Rich.
Chat. When we saw him spamming Death Note lol W, I just thought it was really funny. Chat's been pretty funny today. You know, the Dota's been great. Chat, you guys have been absolutely fantastic throughout the entirety of the tournament. I really do mean that.
Still banning out the Bat Rider, not because they have a Wyvern, but because this time they open with a Monkey King. I think it's actually a pretty nice ban. And Lich also. Lich protects you against these physical attacks, but doesn't really help you with that. And then we get to see more notes.
Yeah, Bat Rider is just amazing versus Monkey in the lane, right? Later on, you can hunt him over the trees. Not as good as it was before. Yeah, because of the flying vision, right? But it's still good.
You find him and you cut his tree or something like that. Even if you just blink onto him immediately, can be pretty good. And it's another way of initiation that maybe Secret doesn't want to have to deal with.
What else is there? There's these big carries are left behind. You have the Slark, you have the PL. Yeah, both of these are still in.
Definitely a possibility right now for a PL for Alliance, especially because
they want the PL.
Alliance wants definitely the PL. Yeah, that's a setup for PL.
Team Secret might ban it though. Now that they see that the Shaker is banned out, it should be a tell.
Yeah. Still lots of time. Secret has so much time to go through. They have an extra minute and 5 seconds over in bonus time above Alliance. They could press the clock a little bit if they do want to.
Guys, could you please stop with the copy pastas and excessive emote spam in chat? I'm trying to get Dota knowledge from you guys. All it is a sea of lol W's right now.
They could get PL as well. Sorry, Rich. Lol W.
On Secret, you mean?
Yeah.
Just taking it away and then they ban the Slark?
I really like the hero versus Ench as well. Strong with Lich too. What counters you right now? There's Underlord still in the pool, I assume, but I wouldn't mind. I love the Lich plus PL versus Underlord lane as well. I think it's good.
Or they could just put a Monkey King if an Underlord is picked. And they put the PL on a different lane or something along those things. If that's the case. I don't know if Secret's... I don't know,
Are they really PL pickers? That's the question as well. They're taking some of their time.
Skywrath. Okay, so it's not an instant disable for the puck, but it's an instant silence for the puck, which does make your life pretty tough. It's a very aggressive hero as well, very good versus Enchantress, so solution to kind of take out these two, at least from what I'm seeing.
Decent versus puck in the lane and versus Enchantress in the lane too. Yeah. But still though,
that means they're gonna have no real actual I guess lockdown from their position 4 if that's the case.
No
they have Sinister Gaze, but no front line from 4 position or anything like that.
No brawler like position 4. We have seen some Treants, we have seen some Tusks, these heroes that can get up front, but Skywrath and Lich aren't necessarily good at that, and you only have the Monkey King.
Unless they core a Skywrath.
Or Skywrath Pog.
Why do you think they go for the Skywrath here, Frank?
Versus Puck, it's the insta-silence, and versus Enchantress, the burst damage, since you're very susceptible to full magic damage.
Interesting, they go with the Venge, which kind of tells you that they want to go for Drow, and Drow fits these 3 ranged heroes as well, somewhat. But then again, PL is still in the pool. But Team Secret, they have to think about that right now. If they don't go PL, I think there's a high chance that Alliance snatch that Drow away from them.
They have the Venge Puck.
Are you in the chat right now?
He's chilling in the chat. Leave him alone.
Yeah, dude.
I want to be in the chat.
Alliance has the Venge Puck, so they can actually just swap Break Coil. They also have the Venge versus Monkey King. You can actually swap the Monkey King out of his ultimate in some situations. Level 1 is a little bit difficult because it's so short, but once you get some levels on Venge, it can be nice.
You said about the Monkey swap, but Puck swap as well, right?
Yep.
No, you mentioned. We haven't seen a lot of Venge too, like only a couple of times today, and this hero was first banned or first picked for the majority of the start of this tournament.
No, I like it. It opens up your draft to like a lot of different carries. It lets you like sometimes maybe go for like the Shadow Fiends and stuff like that. You know, it's definitely a neat hero, but it has been losing quite a lot, at least from what we've been seeing here. Still a fan of the hero though. We got clock ticking.
Secret. They're taking a lot of their time right now. They go with the Night Stalker.
Oh, okay, really making Puck's life very difficult. More silences, more ways to catch and get on top.
Don't you just put this Puck on 4 right now, Vengeful 5, Enchantress offlane? I think that's probably your best way to play it.
Yeah, more than likely. The vision game right now on the side of Secret is nice. The movement too, like this is pretty high mobility when it is like, let's say nighttime. A Monkey King jumping through the trees, a Night Stalker flying through the trees.
So far we didn't see a lot of Night Stalkers win recently though. There was that game with Nigma versus Beast Coast. Mind Control did a lot early on, but after 15-20 minutes just fell off the face of the earth. He had no impact afterwards.
Yeah, I like more, I don't like when you have to be so sacrificial as a Night Stalker. I like when you're able to go for that Ags, able to go for these big items. In that game, Mind Control, he did a lot early, but then afterwards, he literally played like, I am just playing this like kind of support. And
Bloodseeker.
Go for Bloodseeker. So this is that Nico baby hero that we were mentioning that they want to pick up later on in the draft to try to secure him a little bit of a better game in the setup.
It's a weird one as well. Basically, how you itemize has to be according to your playstyle, right? If you itemize for that mid game, you can pick something on your last pick for that super late game as well, or you can go Maelstrom farming mode too. It's kind of brawler, kind of farm.
Matchup's a little weird though. Monkey King and Bloodseeker, like you can run around and like dodge in and out of the Wukong's command and stuff like that, but if you do get caught by a disable inside of like a Wukong's, Bloodseeker dies fairly quickly versus Monkey King.
You have the blood right though, right?
Is that a Tusk ban?
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't see it, sorry.
I got it back up here.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
So they are thinking this Puck is definitely mid because they're banning out position 4. Let's see what Alliance has to say with their last ban. They need a carry on Team Secret, right? This Monkey most likely is mid, your Night Stalker is offlane. It can be Monkey safely into Mat, who can play it anywhere.
Yeah, they could definitely still look for like a super hard carry, like something that can just ensure the later stages of the game and Arc Warden gets banned out. Okay, I was thinking something like an Arc, maybe even something like a playing into a Silence, but Morphling even for Secret isn't that bad.
If they're looking for a position 4, which one would be decent here, I wonder? Versus the Monkey King, they already have that swap, so they don't truly have to deal with that. They go with the Legion Commander, alright, so it's not...
Okay.
And
so support Eng, support Venge.
That's
okay.
Interesting. Will that be an Enchantress position 4? Is that good? Henskin is a champ player as well, so Eng should be easy for him, but...
Yeah, Morphling looks... Morphling I feel like looks nice to me for Secret. You only have the Puck and the Venge, like Venge stun, I guess dual can sometimes be annoying, but...
OD would be decent, but it's hard versus Puck in the lane as well, I guess. It's decent versus Legion. But they go.
Okay, so they're just addressing the lane. At least they want to have something really good versus that Puck. Now they give themselves an instant disable, and they give something that can actually set up for Skywrath ulti. They didn't actually have any stuns before, besides like a boundless strike.
With this Dragonite, with this Dragonite, they also get some pushing power, right? You have objective taking capabilities. You address the Puck, like you just mentioned. He's beefy enough to be your frontliner, so that it's not all on the Monkey King like we talked about before. Secret lineup looks very stable.
Yeah, feels a little bit like deja vu. It feels like Secret might have the upper hand yet again here.
It definitely looks really strong, and I think the reason that they may have been like looking at other heroes, but as soon as they see that Legion commander pick, they're like, it's a Puck core, it's Puck mid, so we're going to pick a hero that does really good versus it, and that is the Dragonite through the majority of the stages of the game, not only the lane.
All right, folks. Well, if you're ready to jump into this next series, I need you to do one thing. I need you to put your hands up. Once I see all your hands up in chat, we'll be ready to take it, boy. Let's jump into the next one.
The greatest tragedy of our eon.
This?
A game of some sort?
Prepare for battle.
All right.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ourselves ready for Game 2 between Team Secret and Alliance. Somebody Pixel joined by KheZu for this one. The action is about to start. KheZu, Game 1, it was tough for Alliance. They weren't able to do it. Are they going to be able to do it here in Game 2?
I think they have a slightly better chance in this game, even though I do prefer the Secret draft here at the end of the day. I was actually thinking that maybe Alliance would last pick a Viper here instead of their, what did they pick last, Legion. But I think Secret found themselves a really nice last pick here with the Dragon Knight, but both teams have a lot of damage, so I actually expect a lot of early game fighting. You know, you have this Night Stalker, Dragon Knight, Monkey King, some very active cores, but it's the same on the Alliance side, so I would say the majority of the heroes in this game are rather active.
Yeah, see sort of how well they're able to deal with that sort of high activity early on. Just a reminder for those viewing at home, we are aware at the top that it does show that Secret have not won a game, but we're aware that they did. Don't worry, we have not taken that loss away from them. It is there. Sorry, that win away from them. Secret are indeed up 1-0 in this series at the moment. So we'll see what sort of lane setups we do get. Matu, of course, going to have to deal with the two of them down here. So we'll see Father's able to pull off on this Ench in that position 5.
Yeah, as you can see here on the items from Matumbaman, they did not go for an Orb of Venom, because I think rightfully so. They do respect the lane of Dire. I think Ancient Legion, they're not the easiest to kill, you know, they're gonna keep fighting you back. So instead of using this 300 gold for an aggressive item, instead they're just getting this region to perhaps out-harass them in the early levels, and then later when they do get perhaps level 3 on the Lich Monkey, that's when he may invest into an Orb to then go for kills later.
Puppy starting off with the standard Lich beginning. Man goes out and continuing to try and spam that poor old Fighter Enchantress out of that bottom lane to make sure Matu has all the space he needs to farm. Top side of the map, Zai. Is he going to be able to put much pressure onto this Bloodseeker early?
No, not really, and I think they also kind of understand this, as the Skywrath here, Yapsor, he is pulling the wave. I think once they get some levels, if they can trade okay, and if their other lanes can stay high HP as they are playing up against a Bloodseeker, I think then they can look to pressure also once they get some levels. Skywrath probably needs like also level 2, 3, same with Night Stalker, then they can spam their spells. Other than that, I don't see too much going on up top.
You shall not.
Mid lane. Getting some nice CS there against the DK. I guess overall this should be a lane where, well, you'd expect Nisha to have the edge, right? It's hard for them to spam him out, and Nisha's going to have that little more reliable way to last hit the creeps as a melee hero.
Yeah, exactly. So for the most time where I've played Dota, at least Dragonite has always been considered a counter to Puck. Not only in the lane because you have high armor and you can sustain yourself, but also later you have that instant blink stun on the hero, which is one of the bigger counters to Puck. So I would expect Nisha to win it maybe slightly, just by a few CS.
And would you like to see him go for sort of that very early blink, like this double bracers blink or Shadow Blade build, because you want him to be that playmaker?
It's perhaps a bit hard to say because both his other cores can also initiate for him, but it will depend on their early game. Like if Night Stalker has, you know, some good early kills, he can just initiate the fight by running in, so he may not need an early blink. I would say he will probably get like a third or fourth item in this game simply because he has a Monkey and Night Stalker as his backup cores.
On top lane, Nico Baby in a very, very safe spot, able to farm deep behind his tower. Yap's just going to come across and try and zone them back, make it a little safer for Zai to have a look in on the lane, as Zai's still struggling to find that opening bit of farm with the way that he has been pushed back and out of the action.
Yeah, so I mean this lane stage right now, you know, there's not really too much going on. Top lane you have some trading back and forth, some pre-pulling. Bottom lane some harass back and forth is here. You know, we see a small go on Zai, but Yapsor comes around with the concussive shot, so not too much happening, just some trading. But I think as the levels pick up in these side lanes, the action will also increase.
Mid lane is going to be for sure be very static. There's no way that either of these heroes should be dying. And kind of hard for both teams to make any sort of early rotation to help one or the other out. And Slim, all he can focus on doing is just trying to get the CS, get him. But I'll be honest with you, these first few levels, you know, is this Slim sort of outperforming in this matchup? He's keeping it even in CS. He's 18 for 4 against the 19 for 1.
Yeah, I think it's a very skill-based matchup. I think they're also very even in damage, unless you do hit the Puck with the, what's it called, Dragon Breath Fire, I'm not quite sure, as he does get hit, and as you can see right now, Nisha does have a small advantage in damage, so I would say Lim can be fairly happy with how he's doing right now.
Yeah, that looks to be not a bad start at all. I mean, obviously Lim's Puck, it's one of the best. He's always been one of the top players upon it. He's going to commit and jump across, get that regen rune, gets a little bit of, actually to get the full use out of it as he jumps nicely up to the high ground, and Nisha, already having used the Breathe Fire, has no other way to cancel it. So
yeah, you can see that this is some high-level Dota in the mid lane. Yeah. I think most Puck players would have been hit by the Q on Dragonite there, but he waited the absolute most amount of time he could, then waiting rifts after high ground and gets to keep the regen rune.
That's it. He's going to try for Fada here with the Boundless Strike. He has the damage to do so. First blood for Secret in the safe lane. Fada stay at level. Sorry. So level 3 was hit here by Monkey, as we kind of touched on a bit earlier. Yeah. This is about the biggest spike that this hero does get in the early game, because this hero is actually very susceptible at level 1 and 2. The stun isn't very high and the lifesteal is still very low, but as you can see, they just capitalize on it right away. Yeah, I mean, Matt is just going to feel so strong now in that bottom lane, and Fada, as soon as he comes back to this area, Puppy and Yapso are waiting for him. They're just going to run him down. And as soon as he's back in, he's back out. Knocked out of the lane once more. Fada having a struggle to have any sort of impact top lane. Zai's getting active onto Hanscam, putting the pressure on. Nico Baby will be there by his side, but Zai, he's just going to continue to dive in for this against the two of them. Goes in, he'll get the kill. We'll see if they get the kill in return. At the same time, down bottom 33. He's got to run. He's been beat down incredibly low. Yapsol munching on the mangoes to get that extra bit of power to knock out the spells. As 33 can run, Yapsol's going to have one more if he gets the vision. And there it is, 33 steps too close to the tower. As Secret claim another life of alliances. And that top lane, we saw Zai get very low, is able to step back away from the Bloodseeker. Nico Baby couldn't chase him down, so Alliance unable to punish Secret in any of these lanes for the kills that Secret are getting. Yeah, so as we can see, the action, it has picked up quite a bit. 4 kills here for Secret, none for Alliance, at least as of now. One crucial timing right now is the DK hitting 6, but I believe that Limp, he did not quite manage, but close to it. The mid-siege creep from Dragonite, I think, is pretty low. One good move you do have here from Raiden is to come back him up, as Puppy does TP mid. With his haste, they'll try for a bit of a play. He's got phase shift in a second, does still have the orb. And with the Sinister Gaze control, it will be enough. Great rotation from Puppy comes in. They see an opportunity to immediately utilize that haste rune that Nisha finds and get themselves a kill in the mid. All 3 lanes now. Secret is starting the killing very early on, and it's just not stopping. Hansken gets run down by the two of them. Secret supports being very, very mobile. Both Yapsa and Puppey always looking to be in position to make action happen.
Yeah, they're rotating very nicely around the map right now. So right now, when they do have the dragon form, they went mid, they helped him, they scored a kill. They got some tower damage on the mid tower too. Most likely they will chill mid now. They won't go there again until Dragon Knight does get another dragon form up. So perhaps they will start playing around the Night Stalker, and maybe they might even consider to collapse on the mid tower later, even with a Night Stalker on this next dragon form. Yeah, he took half the tower with this first form, which is very good for Secret here.
Tap one, 33. Will get hit by the ban list, but it's far enough by his tower that Secret won't be able to dive in for more. You do see the golden Matu continue to rise very nicely. He's had a lot of space for himself down here. Alliance have not been able to pressure him early on. Those few deaths on Fada, meaning that as a support, he couldn't have that sort of strength and impact to help out his offlaner. Do anything to slow down this Monkey King's game.
Yeah, so if we do have Secret making a play on mid later, which I think might be what they want to do, I think they should, Alliance could look to strike back if the Bloodseeker does get 6 by them, because they do have a coil. So when you play this Puck against DK matchup, early on the DK is still kind of susceptible to Puck. You just need to set it up nicely. Perhaps you already have a support there, then you drop the coil, and now the next hero that comes on the tier 1 has a fast TP, and then maybe you can defend the tower and do end up killing the Dragon Knights.
It's not going to be easy though, as you say. You need numbers to take down the DK even early on. Feels very, very tanky with those braces. And Nisha, as soon as he had a dragon forms back up, out it comes again. He looks to continue to push it onto this tier 1 tower and take it as early as he can in this lane. Limp alone not able to do too much to slow down that early siege that he's going for.
Yeah, so let's see how Alliance do respond to this. As Secret, they are playing this very well. They have a lot of heroes here.
And that's the orb used. Limp, he's not going to have any means of escape there. Immediately Secret collapse upon him. They're coming in with the TPs, but they're just not ready to fight Secret. As Secret take a second. Nico Baby, what can he get in return? Mango pop by side, gets another void out onto Nico Baby. They're using the Sentinel to stun up Nisha, but Nisha, he stands his ground. He doesn't care that he's been ruptured. The Dragon's Blood stunning to heal him back up that high regen with a maxed out passive. This tier 1's nearly about to fall. Can they get the deny at least? They will be able to do so. A little bit knocked away from Secret, but still just the overall control loss of losing this tier 1 tower mid very early on is going to hurt Alliance. It's 9-0, 2k lead. Secret's activeness is just, it's hurting Alliance big time.
Yeah, in the meantime, they did also get the kill on the Legion Commander down bottom. I think it was a little risky, as up top we are probably going to have a kill here on Limp.
I mean, Limp is getting trips up a fair few times. He's just did it in mid, he did it up top, throws out the orb, and then suddenly from the shadows, Zai and Yapso pounce upon him. And that's a couple of painful deaths for him. You're going to see that puck start to slip behind. He cannot afford to be caught out like this.
Yeah, it's not one of the easiest puck games right now, especially if your early game doesn't look good, as there's a couple silences. Shrines are coming up right now.
33. He's not going to be able to get in time there, but to interrupt the challenge with the Sinister Gaze. Bloodbright is laid down. Matsu commits with the Boundless Trap before the silence kicks in, so he has the damage and control to kill 33. They'll move on to Hansken. Hansken's dead as well. A Secret looking terrifying here in this opening 10 minutes. They knock back Alliance. They will be able to secure both of the outposts at this 10 minutes, so no XP bonus for Alliance. Secret's lead just continues to grow.
Yeah, this is actually also a double outpost for Secret here, as they're going to look to pressure the tower. Limp is around here. Nice try by Matu with the Boundless Strike there. If that hits, he's certainly dead. Right now, if you are Alliance, you are down 12-0. It is only a 3k net worth lead, so try not to feel, too bad about it. But right now, your heroes need levels. Ench is kind of low level. Venge still doesn't have her swap. Legion doesn't have her duel. If you do want to take fights, you should wait perhaps 1 or 2 minutes right now, and then you need to make sure you do like a smooth defense at your tower or a smooth smoke. You try to, execute a swap coil into duel or swap coil into Bloodseeker Silence, and look to pick up one of these cores.
33. He's running in very aggressively. Here's the combo you talked about, laying down the Dream Coil. Do they actually have the damage follow-up? It doesn't look like it. As Secret, they're just going to turn and happily fight back at this. Alliance, they overcommitted onto Matu. They did not have enough damage or follow-up at this stage of the game, and now Lim, he's in trouble once again. They jump in on top of him, the silence renders him useless. He cannot escape. They're on to Hansken. Secret relentless relentless with the pressure. It's 15-0 at 11 minutes in, and they don't show any signs of stopping, Kezu.
Yeah, I think Alliance right now, at least what I can tell, or what it makes me feel like just from watching, is that they're stressed. They're not feeling the greatest here because they are forcing this movement down bottom. I think that was a very low chance kill on Monkey. There's no duel available. They didn't even use the
You're
frost.
right, he was
They
just
didn't-
running in.
Yeah, they didn't even have to end up using the frost shield on Lich either, who was straight behind this Monkey King.
Courier has been slain.
It's a tough start for Alliance. I see in Yapzor, he's nearly got his ATOS done. Things are not going to get any easier for Alliance. The only real hero at the moment that has some sort of farm is the Nico baby Bloodseeker. He has the drums done. And he's having to go for like, so this not the dream build, you know, as a Bloodseeker. He's not going to be able to get away with like the Maelstrom. He has to get the BKB. But even then, you've sort of got to ask yourself, are they actually going to have the damage to kill these heroes? Like the Dragon Knight, the Light, and the Night Stalker, both Nisha and Zai, they're going to feel invincible. You've seen already, Zai's just able to just charge in on the front lines, flying above everybody. They cannot keep him off the target.
No, this is certainly not easy right now for Alliance here, because the Secret do move together, and they use the Night Stalker ulti to perhaps, you know, initiate the fight or give themselves vision. Then I think it's just really hard for Alliance to take the fight, especially with the network deficit that they're at right now.
Another tower taken. More money in the bank for Secret. Alliance, they are out on the prowl. But if anything, they've just got to keep vision on Secret and try and get away. The battle of the D warning on the cliff does occur. They're going to try and start things onto Nisha. He's ruptured. The Dream calls onto the two of them. Blood rides down. This would be a big kill if they can get it. They're focusing the Dragon Knight. They've got Puppy. They move in onto the DK. 33's in. He has the duel. Alliance gets some key kills and maybe even more. Swap onto Zai. They do lose Handscape for that attention. Now Secret, they're actually going to fight by all their Alliance. They may have bit off more than they could chew because Secret just turn and collapse back onto them. Alliance, they've got to run and get out of there. 33's up to the high ground. Zai's on top of him. The Void gets him in time. The Shrine Heal will not be enough to save the Legion.
Oh, I was hoping Zai would, you know, cruise back, steal
a
those
few
mangoes. But very
something.
Yeah, it's nicely done by Alliance. You know, I think Secret playing a little cocky up top. Monkey King was bottom. They also showed Skyriff on the wave middle. So Alliance knew that they were not together as a team. They go there together. They bring the numbers. They get the kills. You know, perhaps they should have backed off after those first two kills. But when when you're in the moment, maybe some momentum strikes. Some people start yelling because you feel good. You know, you're so far behind. You get some kills. I don't blame them too much. But overall, nice sign of life here by Alliance. Get a couple kills. It's good.
Some key opportunities there taken very nicely against Secret. Secret, they still have that lead. They have that very apparent power advantage. Matu going for the Maelstrom after the Echo Saber. He's going to be hitting some crazy timings here on these offensive items that do mean that if Alliance do commit and find themselves in the midst of a Wukong's command, Matu's going to be going to work. Does reveal himself bottom, instantly jumps up the trees. Alliance know he's there, they're hunting for him. He's going to stand his ground. He's already used the balance strike. TPs are coming in to help out Matu. Puppy in the midst of it all throws out the Chain Frost. Handscape, he'll be taken out by Yaps on the side, and now Secret can look for more. 33's gone. Alliance having to escape. They couldn't get away with the jump in time. They still have to continue to run. Limp's got to get out of here. Nisha even swarming over from the side to try and up for him. Matu, he's actually diving in past the tier 2s. He's got the Boundless ready to go. Limp with another orb can jump away.
Yeah, so two things to note here. I think Alliance, they want to make sure that they're patient and they make these smokes when, you know, they need some intel on the map to make sure that they're not together. And another thing, how is Matu always in the right position on the map?
He's always ready. And he's always in a position where they just can't go on him because there's towers around, there's TP backup available. They do find Puppy alone in the jungle, so again, just very sort of little kills. You see the individual hero net worth. You've got 4 of the top 5 all being over Secret side. Only Nico Baby that's up there, but even then, he's falling far behind both Nisha and Matumba Man.
Yeah, they're obviously feeling very good here. Also, right now, Secret, they have all their spells ready. They're 8k gold ahead. Well, they are waiting for their Dragon form right now, but I would like Secret to, you know, move together, smoke up. At least use a couple of the heroes, maybe 3 heroes, and smoke to a lane that's pushed, which they are doing right now. Even without the Dragon form right now, give away the Nether Shell to Sky, one of the best items the hero can take. And the Dragonite also has an Essence Ring.
There we go, Poppy. The setup pull, they'll put throw down the rod, just get purged off by 33 with the Dispel. Limp will be able to walk inside the jungle. Matsu's already chasing down a target. Zai bullies Farta on his own. As Matsu is starting to play around a bit with Hansken. Hansken, he is going to be dove upon underneath the tier 2, this time on the top lane. Another kill for Secret. And not being slowed down at all. As Alliance, they've only been able to take 3 of their heroes out of the game, and they've not been big kills. They haven't warranted any sort of availability for Alliance to have some sort of breathing space. As Secret is just too far ahead right now.
Yeah, I like how the way Secret are moving around the map right now. I think if Alliance do want to fight back, they need to have at least 3 or 4 heroes together in the same spot. Most importantly, the heroes that need to play together is going to be the Coil with the Bloodseeker Silence. I think that's crucial. If they don't have that lined up together in the fight, I think they're going to make it very hard for themselves. And then hopefully on top, you know, they throw that Legion Q. Maybe Legion gets to save from the Skyrev combo. But I think what's next for Secret is that they will stay up here. They have a Vlad's on the Night Stalker, and by their movement, they are going into the Roshan pit.
Is there any way that Alliance can do anything about this? Do they want to try? Is a Roche fight something they could think about? I mean, not if they lose Limb like this. He would have been pretty much one of those heroes that could have maybe looked for the jump in and snatch. Yeah, he's dead now. 35 seconds without him.
Buyback is available, but I think it's just too risky and too awkward if you now force this buyback, you know, because I don't even know if it would stop Secret, to be honest. I think they would probably just keep going. Also, if you do end up forcing a fight now in the Dire Jungle, just look at Secret's vision. There's 2 wards deep in the Dire Jungle, so it's not really a place that Alliance should look to take a fight right now.
Whilst Roche is being taken, Yapsor's going for solo kills. 33 pushes in, and with the Rod of Atos combo, he can take him down alone. Nico Baby does manage to cut the creeps, get some farm TPs out. Still overall, Secret's control of the game continues. Yapsor's gold continues to rise. He's pretty much got the money for a Shadow Blade. He's very close to having the same amount of net worth as the carry on Alliance's team.
Yeah, he actually went travels on Sky, which, you know, okay. I can respect that. Makes him speedy. Yep. Allows him to go back to base right now and then gather up with his team. As it kind of looks like, you know, the Night Stalker will push top, most likely move into mid, and then they will all end up gathering in this mid lane together for Team Secret.
So much jump and catch now for Secret. Blink daggers on both Nisha and Zai. These heroes, Limp's game it's so hard right now as the puck. There's so many ways that he can be caught out, and he's still struggling to get his first item complete.
Yeah, even with his use like Night Stalker, you know, he doesn't care too much. Of course, you get to stay alive a little bit throughout his aura, but in mid bound the strike.
And he's gone. That's all it takes. One setup stun, and the rest of Secret can collapse with ease onto Limp.
Yeah, that is a great kill behind the tower, just, you know, ease of execution. They're bound to strike into any follow, and Puck will be dead, as they will grab this mid tower. In the meantime, they're already moving bottom, because they know that Alliance is somewhere in the vicinity. Good old raindrop on the ground, why not?
The map just seems... how do you send someone out to the map now if you're Alliance?
I think you need to do it very nicely. As you can see, Venge is like pretty deep down bottom. As mid lane, we got a Chain Frost flying out.
Matsu. It's going to turn, the pullback's down to Fada. As Fada will fall. Secret, I mean, this series, both of the games, I mean, game 1 looked pretty rough for Alliance. It was a little more drawn out. This one at 20 minutes in, it's almost looking like it's over already. The difference between these teams today seems pretty massive, as Alliance is struggling to make any sort of action happen in their favor this game.
Yeah, I think Secret are playing the heroes like so well right now, especially with the movement. As up top, Yapsor doing a little own play.
Matsu, he's elsewhere, killing off the Legion. It's getting messy. I mean, I'd say it's turned into a full-on stomp. It's been a full-on stomp since the laning stage this game. Secret, they're up to the high ground. Alliance, they have got nothing to put a stop to this. They've got to just sit back and watch their tier 3 fall, the racks as well.
Yeah, these racks are not defendable by them right now. They did, luckily for them, they did pick up the BKB on Bloodseeker. So I think if Secret do go for the top lane, I think Alliance should take the fight. Perhaps you get a coil swap break into Bloodseeker Silence, as Fada seems to be leaving us.
And then he's got a coil, but it's a dream. It's dream coil into nothing. Racks are gone.
Have fallen.
As Alliance just continue to look helpless at the moment in this match.
Yeah, I think they're so far behind, so I don't really blame them. But at the end of the day, if they do want to defend their base or have a fighting chance, they need to use their spells together. They cannot afford to, waste this coil to maybe try to save your 5-inch. Really, the only way that they can come back in this game is that they take a fight somewhere where they have vision, maybe around an objective, run in the heroes that have buyback, bait out the monkey ulti, bait out the chain frost, come in with buybacks, and just hope that you get good spell execution off and that maybe you catch Secret off guard.
Haste!
Yeah, they need something perfect. A smoked up. If it doesn't work now, I don't think it's ever going to work. Alliance, they have to make something happen here. Puppey is being found. He gets the Glimmer Cape. He gets everything off, in fact, before they do catch him. They will commit. See if anyone wants to come over and help Puppey. BKB's popped by Nico, baby. They have the duel. They'll kill Puppey. Dream Coil does latch on to Matsu. Takes him down for now. Holds him in place. Puppey will buy back. A Secret. They're diving in, making sure that Alliance pay for killing off Secret's captain. Hansken is gone. 33 is able to TP behind the trees. So only Hansken to pay for that.
Not too bad considering how it nearly started out. They didn't really catch the Lich fast. He got all the spells off. But Secret are here knocking at your door. So Alliance, how do they respond here?
What do they do? Matsu, two-man balance. Alliance pulls back. There's the jump in. Nisha just committing straight on top of them. He knows that they cannot touch the Dragon Knight right now. Zai. All of them, they're so beefy, they're so far ahead. Everyone pretty much on Secret, a full item ahead of their counterparts. 33's trying to step out of the base. The Wukong's command laid down in place. They're buying back Alliance. They're trying to throw everything they can into what's potentially their last-ditch attempt here to hold on to this game. But it's seeming entirely futile. They have nothing. It's 33-4, 21k lead for Secret. It's always there. But is Matsu dead? That's a hefty bit of gold for Nico, baby. But all that means is Secret say, alright, you want the game to continue to go for a few more minutes. We can run.
Yeah, they're gonna chill. Sure, they lost Matsu. He gets to chill a bit. Maybe they get to talk about their next play. Hopefully also spend their gold on the heroes. But most importantly, they got a lot of buybacks here out of Alliance. There aren't many left on the deck for them. So I think Secret, they're gonna spend their gold, look to go together as 5, and most likely just take back the Alliance jungle. And depending on how good they feel, they'll either poke into the enemy high ground, or they will play it safe on the top part of the map until the second Roshan ends up spawning.
Yeah, we'll see how safe they do want to do it. They definitely have the luxury to close this game up in whichever manner they want to at the moment, Secret. As they're just looking terrifying. This team's just seeming to be on another tier at the moment right now.
Yeah, they're looking scary.
Yeah.
Like this matchup, Alliance, they're in the upper bracket at this stage. They're obviously,
that's
not
the
an
thing,
easy
right?
opponent.
Yeah, exactly. This is not, Alliance is, they have proved to us that they are a very, very good team right now with the run that they've had to get to this point. But maybe it's just the time of day, maybe it's just a bad day for them in the office. But for this series, they just look like they cannot deal with the power of Secret. Secret resuming business, back on, pushing towards the racks. Blood race down, Matsu steps outside of it, the silence there, on to 33, he's gone. No buyback on the Legion. Nico baby pots the BKB, tries to commit onto Matsu, but they just turn and beat upon him. The Bloodseeker has to back away. Zai's diving in closer and closer, pushing them back towards the fountain. They're going to call it, they've had enough of the pain. GG is called. Secret Seemingly a very easy end to the day for these boys. A 2-0. They didn't look like they were challenged at all, especially in that game 2. Alliance just didn't get to play. Secret were